guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see by today's title, we're going to be talking about a watermelon fast that I did recently. And of course I did initially video my experience alongside doing it, but unfortunately my footage did get messed up. So I put out a Q&A on Instagram and Facebook where I'm asking you guys to ask me questions on my experience, and you guys sure did deliver. A bunch of the questions were a bit redundant, so I kind of narrowed them down into a few common questions, and I'm going to answer them all here in today's video. First question, the watermelon fast. What is it? The watermelon fast is more of like a detox / cleanse where you don't have to eat just watermelon. You can eat any type of melon, such as like honeydew, cantaloupe, or even cucumbers, because they're also water-based. I know I call it a watermelon fast, but it's more of a detox or a cleanse because you're actually eating something, whereas on a fast, you're abstaining from eating. Some of the benefits of this are weight loss. Since it's so low in calories, you can consume a lot of it without having to worry about how much calories you're taking in. It's rich in vitamins A, C, and even potassium, which improves overall immune health and skin. I did notice my skin was a bit more glowy on this fast, even though I did experience a little breakout. I think my body was like purging, or my skin was purging from the detox rather, but that's expected, and it's great for detoxification. Your body's pushing out all those excess toxins and waters, and it helps in reducing inflammation and bloating and overall digestive health. What made you want to do the fast? I did the fast for a few reasons. One being I was having a lot of insecurity about my body. I noticed I was really inflamed. I did gain a lot of weight. I was puffy, and I'm like, I just want to do something extreme to help me lose this weight as a great kickoff to my weight loss journey. I really wanted to learn discipline, so I did this fast, and that was the reason why I did it. I wanted to push myself and show myself that I can do this, and I wanted to just reset my body into learning how to eat in small increments, or rather small portions. So after this fast, like I'm videoing this after this fast, I still plan on maintaining watermelon in my diet. Like I'm gradually including food back into what I eat on the usual, but I still want to eat the watermelon because it's really satisfying and filling, and it's low calorie. So instead of snacking, that was the issue I had before. I love to snack. In case I want to snack, I'll just get some watermelon, and that satisfies my hunger. It's sweet and it's filling. Next question is, did it help with the benefits for me? Yes, it did what it needed to do. Oh, and if you see me looking over here, it's because I have the questions written here on my computer. Yes, it did what it had to do for me. It reduced a lot of my inflammation I had going on in my face, inflammation I had going on in my stomach. Like I was just so puffy, I was so bloated all the time. And it helped me. It taught me the discipline that I needed, and now I find myself being able to say no to so many things. Like I was at the store the other day and I wanted to get something, but I'm like, no, you don't need it. Just because your flesh wants it don't mean you need it. So I'll put it back. Next question is, do you feel it helped you spiritually? And yes, y'all, that's part of the reason why I did this fast as well. I honestly felt like I was coming to a point where I made my belly my god. Like my belly would tell me, it's late at night, but I'm hungry, so go feed me. And I'll go up and just eat whatever is there. I wouldn't go crazy like eating so much junk food or whatever, but it's like, even if I wasn't that hungry, if my body said, okay, I want this, not I want this, like I was just obeying its demands. I wanted to show myself that I can say no to my flesh, that I could be surrounded by tempting foods and still stand strong for my cause. I believe there is coming a time where those who profess to follow the Most High God are going to be persecuted, just like our forefathers and foremothers, because we refuse to adhere to what the heathen are doing and professing to follow these fake idols and these false gods or whatever. We're going to be persecuted. We might be thrown in prisons. We might go hungry for a certain amount of time, and we don't know. Of course, the righteous aren't going to be forsaken. Of course, he's going to give us food and bread and water in his timing, but we're going to be put on trial, guys. And I want to get to that point now where I can mentally prepare myself to say, okay, you did go without food for a certain period of time. Of course, you did eat, but you weren't eating exactly what you wanted. And, you know, of course, I do want to incorporate regular fasting in my life as well, but this just showed me that I can still be around something that is tempting and not give in to it. I want to prepare my mind for times like that and being able to say no to food, even though my stomach is telling me, please take it. You know what I mean? So it definitely helped me spiritually. It helped me in making better decisions holistically, 100%. The next question is, how many watermelons did you eat per day? I ate about 1 watermelon a day. I would cut it in half and eat the first half in the morning, and I would eat the second half like later in the evening. And if I was still hungry, I had cucumbers. I had like 2 cucumbers in the afternoon and I ate that as well. How do you feel before and after the watermelon fast? Before the fast, I felt extremely heavy, bloated, tired. And after the fast, I feel a lot lighter. I feel a lot more cognizant and mindful of the decisions that I make. Like, it helped me physically, but it really helped me mentally, y'all. The next question is, did you have any withdrawals? Y'all, oh my gosh. Okay, let me break it down for you how it went for me each day. And of course I wanted to video my experience, but I'm just gonna have to tell it to you guys verbally. Day 1 for me was hard. So my day 1 technically kinda almost started the day before. I had my watermelon, I was eating it the day before, so my body was kind of going through that withdrawal or whatever already, but I ate solid food. I had some bread. I'm like, you know, let me just get my last food in. So it kind of was a fail. So I'm like, okay, let me just start fresh the next day. So I started my fast the next day. And y'all, I couldn't understand why for the life of me I was feeling so irritated. I was literally so annoyed the whole day. And I really don't understand. Sisters, if you know, you know. No, it wasn't that. It was not that, okay? I got to work, I was still feeling really annoyed. Again, I couldn't understand why. There was no reason for me to be annoyed. Like, I had a decent day. I was feeling annoyed, I was feeling really dizzy, I was feeling tired, I was feeling nauseous, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what is going on with me? By the time I got on break, I messaged the sister who had put me on, and she was basically like, yeah, your body's going through withdrawals right now. You're gonna go through it for a few days. And I was like, what? And once she told me that, guys, like, it literally put everything into perspective. I'm like, oh my gosh, it all makes sense now. I'm agitated because my body is going through a withdrawal. Let me read to y'all some of these symptoms of withdrawal, okay? Because I looked them up. Actually, my sister, she had sent me a list of some withdrawal symptoms from opioids, and I'm gonna tell you guys what those symptoms were. Okay, y'all, first symptom, irritability, had it. Changing moods, had it. Aches and pains, had it in my back and my leg. Cravings, oh, best believe I had it. That's another question, we gonna get to that. Tiredness, had it. Nausea and vomiting, had it minus the vomiting. Shaking, had it. Y'all, all these symptoms, I had it. And really think about this, let it just sit in your mind. I was eating fruit, only fruit, and my body reacted like I was detoxing from some type of narcotic or opiate. Do you know how crazy that is? All these processed fats and excess carbs, it's like my body thought I was detoxing from a drug, y'all. Can you believe that? So that's what I experienced on day 1. Day 2 was the same. I literally experienced the same thing for day 2. Day 3, I still had the withdrawal symptoms and I had a lot less energy than I thought I would have on day 3. I think day 3 was one of the roughest for me, but that's also because I was doing a lot at the time. I was busy doing some housework and I was cooking in the kitchen for quite a while and I couldn't even get up the steps. I remember I was doing laundry and it got to a point where like I had to crawl up the steps because I was so low on energy, you guys. Like, I would not recommend working out on this fast because it really takes a lot out of you, especially the first few days. Day 4 was on the Sabbath and the withdrawals were completely gone. I was surrounded by food. I didn't give in. All praises to the Most High. Day 5, I started getting my energy. I'm like, okay, I like this. No withdrawals, nothing. I think that was the day I had the most energy I had in a while. Day 6, I also had a lot of energy. I think I cleaned our whole place. And then I worked to work and I was tired because I spent the whole day cleaning up the whole place. I did have cravings mentally because my mind was still kind of on like different foods because I'm nearing the end. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to end this. And day 7 was the same. I think after the first 3 days, you know, it was a little rough, but after that, it was pretty smooth sailing. The next question is, how do you prepare your body for a watermelon fast? Eating fewer meals and lighter meals as you approach your fast, but honestly, the length of preparation is based on the length and intensity of your fast. So the longer and or more intense the fast is, the more days you should take preparing for that fast. How do you deal with temptation being around other foods you may crave? What good would it have been for me to have come so far, to have gone through all those withdrawal symptoms just to give in for some short-term gratification? I had to remember my purpose. I had to keep on pushing every time I was tempted. Y'all, I kid you not, on day 5. So before I started this fast, I was very undisciplined and I ordered some chocolate chip cookies. I sure did. And they were delivered to me on day 5. And when I tell you, the box came, opened the box, the cookies looked delightful. Did I want to eat one? Did I want to taste a crumb? Of course, but I didn't. I went to the movie theaters with my husband that same day, and he was pigging out on some movie food. Oh my gosh, I want to tell you, it smelled so good. Did I want some? Of course, but did I do it? No. Discipline. Who has the power? You or your gut? You? Prove it. Did you work out with the fast? No, I didn't have enough energy to, honey. My job involves a lot of walking, so I saved my little cardio for my job. I couldn't exercise, y'all. And I've watched other videos where people said they were low in energy as well. But if you feel like that's something that you could handle, then, you know, to each his own. But if you were to do it, maybe don't do it as longer as you typically would if you were not on the fast. Is seedless watermelon okay? Yeah, I use seedless as well at some point, you know. We in captivity, so we gotta do what we gotta do. I don't know what the local, a sister actually sent me recently a link to a farmer's market, but at the time, I didn't know what the farmer's market was, so I had to do what I had to do, and it tasted fine to me. But if you could get seated, do it. And how much did I lose during this whole thing? It's kind of hard to say because of some hormonal changes that occurred within the fast, but I want to say I lost a good 13 pounds overall. I'm not going to tell you my starting weight because that's my business, honey. But I'm so proud of myself. It's evident. I feel like my face slimmed down a lot, and that was my goal. I wanted to see my jawline again, and I see it. I see my collarbone. Yo, I love to see my collarbone, okay? I'm definitely not at my weight goal yet, but this was certainly a great kickoff to my journey. What are some risks and or things to look out for? Watermelon has a high glycemic index, which means it could cause a spike in your blood sugar, which can be problematic for diabetics or those who are just sensitive to sugar. So you definitely want to be mindful of the amount of watermelon that you take in so your body doesn't go into any type of shock or anything like that. You definitely want to make sure that you're taking a multivitamin alongside during this fast so you're not deficient in any nutrients. And also be careful if you want to work out. If you do too much exercising while your body's not consuming enough calories, you can become weak, tired, dizzy, so just be mindful of that. And a few tips. Number one, be realistic with yourself. You don't have to do the watermelon fast for 7 days, 10 days, 20 days, or whatever. Be realistic with yourself. This is sort of an extreme cleanse, and not a lot of us are used to doing something like this. I admit, if I could go back in time, I probably would have done it for a less amount of time, maybe 5 days. I was really ambitious when I said 7, but I already put it out that I was gonna do 7, so I'm like, let me commit to my cause. But don't just go out and say, oh, because this sister's doing this amount of days, I'm gonna do that same amount of days too. Like, no, above all, know thyself, okay? It's okay to start off slow. If I knew what I knew now, then I would have done it for a short amount of time. If I knew I was going to go through all these withdrawals and such, I definitely would have done it for a short amount of time because I'm new to something like this. You know what your body can handle. You can always start off small and then increase over time. Take some vitamins, like I said, and also take some pictures. Monitor your progress. Sometimes it's hard to see the progress without a visual aid there. I take videos, but you know, my footage got messed up. And yeah, to break my fast, I had some cauliflower rice, I had some salmon, and I put a little scrambled egg in there because I heard those are some good things to eat while you're coming off a fast. Fish is easy to digest, so it was a really great meal. I loved it. And like I said, y'all, I do plan on maintaining watermelon in my day-to-day diet. It's such a great, healthy, and filling snack. And that's it. You know, I hope this video encouraged you to maybe try this, and if not, just to not take your health for granted. Push yourself to be the best version of yourself each and every day. That's true self-love and body positivity. Love yourself enough to not want to be content at the weight that you're at or the body size that you're at, but to keep on grinding to be the best version of yourself. And that's it, you guys. I hope this answered all of your questions, and check out my last video if you haven't already, and again, tell a friend to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Shalom.